Hey there, planners. Today is the day. It is setup day. I am setting up my planner for 2024. I am super excited about it, and I'm excited to bring you along. So go grab your planners and let's get planning. All right, so we have arrived at the setup day. I am super excited. This is probably going to take me a couple of days to do and a few different filming sessions, but I decided to film the process this time. I've done a little bit on the outside, but on the inside is a A5 Stology. I have been using an A5 Stology for the last 4 months, and I absolutely love it. I have fallen back in love with the Stology, and so I wanted to stick with it for 2024. I've got all my supplies, which are tons of things, and I'm super excited about getting into the setup. This planner will last me through the first 3 months of the year, so January, February, and March. By that time, the book will be full. It will be too heavy to carry around, and so I'll have to rethink and update, what I'm going to use for the next quarter. But for the first quarter of the year, this is going to be what I go into the year with. Before I dive right into the setup, I did want to say welcome to those of you who are new to Planning Annie. I'm super excited you're here. Here on this channel, we are a tribe of planner enthusiasts. We love planner systems. We love using planners, being productive, getting things done, checking off our to-dos on our to-do list. We also love journaling and the creativity that comes with using planners and journals and stationery and mixed media, all of those things too. So if that sounds like something that you enjoy, I hope you will consider subscribing and becoming a permanent part of our community. For those of you who are returning, I'm so glad you're here, and I'm glad you're joining me for this setup video. Now, if setup videos are not your thing, you just want to see the product at the end, hang tight for the next video, because I will have just a flip through of this planner once I get it all set up. But many of you have asked to see the setup, so I thought I would film it for those of you interested in watching me try to figure out where to put all the things. So let me slide some things out of the way. All right, so my dynamic duo this year is an Aura Estelle A5 notebook cover and an A5 Stology. So let me start with this notebook cover. Is this not just so dreamy? It's so dreamy. I absolutely love this cover. I didn't even watch the Barbie movie, but somehow I am so influenced by pink this year. All of my planner covers are pink. My faith journal is pink. My wallet planner is pink. This cover from Aura Estelle is absolutely gorgeous, just gorgeous. And I know from using the red cover like this in A5 for my Stology for the end of 2023, that this baby can really expand. Like this expandable loop here, clasp and closure, is so fantastic. It can handle whatever I can throw at it with bulking up a Stology. So I cannot speak highly enough about these Aura Estelle covers. I think I'm a fan for life. This is my new go-to brand when it comes to covers. I've done just a tiny bit in the covers, in the front cover here with the cards. I've got some cards that I made and laminated myself. I have a whole video about how to do that. This came from Pumpkin Paper Co., which is no longer open, but this is the little character from that shop, and I absolutely love this little character. I laminated it because I love her so much. I wish that shop was still open. But I also have a couple of, like this is from Sweet Freckle Designs, and this is from Coffee Monster Co. Just a few things in the pocket. I'm not sure it'll stay like this, but just a few things to begin with. That's really all I've done to the cover. And then I am going to be using an A5 Stology, which I have done a few things to the Stology so far. So first of all, I put it in a Midori clear cover, which I can get off Amazon. I should say right now, all of the supplies that I can link, I will have linked down below. So if you're interested in checking those out, I'll have as much as I can linked down below. If you see something specific in this setup that you're like, ooh, what is that? Just let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try to provide a link or tell you where I got it from. So this little vinyl sticker is from Virgo and Paper. I kind of am late to the game with Virgo and paper. I recently discovered them and I absolutely love Virgo and paper. I love the designs, so I've got quite a bit of Virgo and paper items. This is an old journaling card from Simply Gilded. I think it's 2 or 3 years old, and it just says Happy New Year in this really pretty pink rose gold. And then I've got my pink ollie clip there. This is just paper, pattern paper that I used underneath the clear cover, the Midori clear cover. Here on the inside, I did cover up the gray pages with some pattern, a pink pattern that I printed out on sticker paper, and then just cut it down and put the sticker paper down. I do have this I actually made myself. So I got very inspired by seeing this sort of design and pattern in other stickers and other shops, and the little magnetic charms that you can put on your planner. So I didn't want the magnetic charm because I felt like it was too bulky, but I thought, you know what, I can make something that looks like that. And I did. I made this in Canva, just using the different shapes that they have, the different fonts that they have. And so I put it around the outside. Every day I'm plannering. Every day I'm plannering, because it's true. Every day I'm plannering. So anyway, I made that myself. It was really fun to make, and I just love doing that. I love customizing and making things for myself for my planner. So love that. This is a little vinyl from Coffee Monster Co., and you will see a lot of Sweet Freckle Design, Virgo and paper, Coffee Monster Co. You'll see a lot of those elements in my setup. Even some Planner Kate is going to be in here. These are tabs, like page markers, that came in a set from Amazon. So I'm keeping them in here. I've got some sticky notes in here, and these sticky notes as well. And these are clear pockets. I don't know if you can see those. These are clear pockets that stick on, and they come in a pack on Amazon in all different sizes. So I'll have those linked down below too. So that's what I've done in the front cover. Beyond that, I haven't done anything. It's just, I did go through and number all the pages. That takes a while. I suggest that you get a coffee or an adult beverage and a favorite show on Netflix and a pen. Just take your time. But I like to have them numbered because sometimes I will reference things, you know, hey, this is continued on page such and such. So I like to do that. So I've numbered all the pages. In the back, I haven't done anything. I did put a grid spacing guide because I find that to be really handy. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's kind of from the bullet journaling world, but in the Stology there is grid, and this is the grid numbered. So there's 34 boxes across, and there's 46 boxes down, and this is the middle point for each, and you know, it just helps if you're trying to line something up. So that's what's back there, and then that's it. That's really all I've done. Now, in my current Stology, which if you want to see what can happen, this is how big it can be. But look at this Aura Estelle cover and how it is just handling it. Like, look at this. I can just keep going. Like, this is it. I've hardly have any pages left. And this is 4 months in this planner, and it is just handling it. So this is what can happen in the Stology. But I do have in this planner a sort of a guide for myself about how I want this setup to look. And so I will be referencing this. I'm going to put this over to the side, but I will be referencing this list. It's got sort of, you know, every month needs, annual planner spreads, weekly spreads, notes, you know, things like that. I've got that kind of off to the side. The other thing I have, so I have this huge stack full of stickers and such that I might use. Again, I will have as much as I can linked down below, but I'm not going to go through everything because that would take forever. I've got a bunch of Avery tabs and Post-it tabs that I may use. I might break out my label maker. I've got, you know, quarter rounder. The other thing I have a ton of are inserts, sticker pages that I want to put in, vellums that I have printed myself. This is from one of the printable sticker shops, and I cannot remember the name, but I will try to link it below. And I just printed it out and laminated it. It makes a really cute bookmark. But I have printed some vellums, some acetates myself. Some of these are from, this is from Sweet Freckle Designs. So I've got like lots of different tip-ins for decoration. But then I also have some that I'm going to be putting in. So for like my word of the year, I've got some printables for that. My trigger list and reoccurring task list. I've got the calendars, things like that that I'm going to be putting in as well, that I have already printed out and cut down to size. So that's kind of the stack that I'm working with. Again, I don't want to go through all of that in detail because that would just take forever, and you guys are here for the setup. All right, VoiceOver Annie is here, so we are actually going to start with a year at a glance and some holiday pages as well as some decorative items. I actually made this year at a glance and the 2024 holiday page in Canva, and I wanted to make something very specific to my planner this year. So I went with sort of a floral background that was available in Canva. Actually, most of the things that I'm using today, I pulled from Canva templates or Canva images. So it's a really great resource. If you've not used that before, I'll have Canva listed down below. But I made these in Canva to use in my planner, and I wanted to make them available to any of you who would be interested in using them as well. So you can get this 2024 year at a glance with the pink flower on the screen now, as well as the 2024 holiday list with the pink flower in the background in the Planning Annie Facebook group, which I will have listed down below. This other clear tip-in is an acetate. I had a very difficult time trying to find acetate that I could print myself, and went through a bunch of different brands. And I love acetates. I love the layering effect that they give in your planner. The problem with acetates for me is that they are so expensive from shops, and they're actually a bit hard to find. I have found a lot of UK shops that have them, but I am not willing to deal with the shipping, the price of the shipping from international shops in most cases. So in most cases, I skip out on those. So I really wanted to find a way to DIY acetates for myself, and it was not easy because printing on acetate really requires a laser jet printer, which I don't have. I have an inkjet printer. Laser jet printers are a bit more expensive, a bit larger, and just not something in my budget. So I made two changes. I found this brand of acetate that I'm currently using, which I will have that listed down below, as well as all the supplies I talk about today. But I also switched up my printer and started using a different printer. I will have my printer listed down below as well. I don't know which one of those made the difference, but now I am able to print acetate, and I have also found that my stickers, my printable stickers, are great as well. I had a lot of you ask me about my process for setting up a new planner or setting up Astrology, and you'll see a little bit of it here, but the process for setup actually begins long before I start actually putting things down in a blank notebook or in my planner. I like to start with collecting inspiration, watching YouTube videos, watching different, Instagram reels, or looking at photos, looking at Pinterest, just gathering inspiration and ideas, looking at what's trending and, different ways to capture things. I also spend a little bit of time reflecting on what is working and what is not working for me in my current planner system. I keep all of that in list in my planner. And when I get to the point where I feel like I know what I want to use, I begin to make that list ordered that I showed at the beginning of this video. It's off to the side of the screen here. But, in order, every month should include, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in the initial setup, I want these pages in this order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I keep up with a list of things that I need to do, like make my year at a glance, or print out some extra acetates or new acetates, collect images from Canva or from other, free sources, things like that. Once I have that list, I begin collecting the items that I want to use, or making different things, printing out templates, buying, printables, or making printables in Canva, going through my stash and, pulling out the things I want to use. So all of that kind of happens before the actual setup begins. I have a pretty good game plan when I'm coming into it. I did have a video about a month ago where I showed you all just a box of stuff that I was throwing things into for the first of the year. So that is kind of how I start. This spread that I'm setting up right now is one of the spreads I think you absolutely must have if you are going with a blank notebook or something that's not dated, like a bullet journal, something like that. And this is a future log. I've got a couple of spreads that I think are kind of must-haves for planner setup, and this is definitely one of them. If you do not have a place where you are keeping future events consistently, as you learn about them, that you can then populate months as you get to them, that is just really, really key for me. And so I'm using these Virgo and paper mini calendars. They are extremely sticky, and so you can see I'm putting them on the back of my hand to take some of the sticky off, so that I'm not, if I feel like I need to pull it up and reposition it because I'm not putting them down straight, I am able to do that, which putting them on the back of your hand helps a lot with that. They're still very sticky. They're going to do fine. They're just not as sticky as they were before. But this I will use as a future log. This book will only last me, as I said in the beginning, this is only for the first quarter of the year. I prefer it that way. I prefer to really reevaluate my planner system, what I'm using, the tools I'm using, the processes I'm using, my list of reoccurring tasks, all that stuff. I find it's very helpful to be able to step back and reflect on how it's going, what's working for me, what's not, and make updates on a quarterly basis. So I will populate this through the first 3 months of the year and then transfer over anything that I capture in here into the next planner system. I do also use a Google Calendar for future log and future events. That's just really handy when I'm out and about, or also coordinating with family members. So my family members have, the same Google Cal, and we all populate that with our events. So I will reference that as well. I do not worry about having too many places to capture things. I know that, this planner that I'm setting up is my master view, but I can kind of have many buckets to capture things as they come in, and that works great. It also helps me, this spread will help me see the bigger plans across the year, which is very helpful. This spread ends up being 2 pages, or 4 pages total, two spreads of 2 pages, and I am using these Virgo and paper stickers, journaling stickers, to kind of decorate the edges. Which, speaking of journaling kits, I am such a huge fan of journaling kits. I absolutely love them. I love them from Planner Kate. I love them from Virgo and paper. I am really struggling to find them in printable format, like from printable sticker shops. I have not found a lot that look like this, like the ones from Planner Kate and from Virgo and paper. If you know of any printable sticker shops that are selling journaling kits like this, please let me know. I would love to hear that. I would also love to hear if you are using journaling kits. How are you using them, and where are you getting them from? I find them to be pretty expensive, and I would like to do something a bit more sustainable where I can print it when I want it and resize it to whatever size I want. So I'm looking for a printable option, but I would love to hear from you if you are interested or using journaling kits. So this is my future log spread, and I know this is going to get used quite a bit. I already have things that I want to be setting up in this spread. So the next spread I'm going to be setting up is my 2024 goals overview spread. Isn't this goals list so cute? So this came right out of Canva. It was a template. I didn't even have to do anything to it except move it to A5 size. So it was so perfect. But I am still working on my goals at this point, here at the very early part of December. I am still working on my goals for next year. I'm actually using a new planner, Goal Planner to me. I have a video about it. I'll have it listed down below. But it is Cheryl Ziegler Creations Goal Planner, which is a small company. It's a very thorough goal planner. I absolutely love the prep work and the process that I'm stepping through, but it is taking me some time. I am really being thoughtful and prayerful about my goals for 2024, and we'll be coming back and adding more into this page. I'm tipping in a vellum here, which hopefully you're able to pick up on how I'm tipping in. I'm taking an old hotel card and folding a piece of tape backwards so the sticky is on the outside, and then pressing that into the spine and kind of smoothing it over the page that I am trying to tip in and the page beside it. So that's tipping in quick form. I have a video where I do show a bit more about how to do that, but I'm tipping in this vellum. I printed out this vellum. I love printable vellums as well. They're a great addition and add some color and some pop and things like that. Right now I'm going through a huge collection of Erin Condren sticky notes trying to decide if I want to put something back there, but I think I'm just going to come back to that page. Actually, what you saw me do there was accidentally skip 2 pages, which I will come back to in the end when I realized that I had left those 2 pages blank and I already had a way to use them. But what I'm working on now is my word of the year. My word of the year for this year is renew, and I always have a scripture verse to go along with my word of the year. This year my verse is Romans 12:2, which speaks to not conforming to the pattern of this world or the ways of the world, but to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So it's a wonderful verse, and it really supports kind of the spirit behind my word of the year, which is renew. This template also came right out of Canva, this word of the year template, and it has boxes for some sort of areas of life where you can talk about how you want to use your word of the year or how it will apply in the different areas of your life. So really love that idea, and I can't wait to kind of spend some time thinking about it. I will work through the rest of my goals and then come back and fill out these pages for goals and word of the year. Speaking of the year and thinking about the year ahead, I did want to talk to you guys a little bit about what I think are going to be planner trends for 2024, and I would love to get your reaction to these as I talk through them. Leave some comments below. Okay, so first planner trend for 2024, my prediction is the beginning of the year is going to see a lot of ring planners. So you're going to see a lot of Moterm and Gillio, and Vanderspec, some special, some Filofax, a lot of beautiful leather ring covers with probably personal size, up to A5 size, some Pocket Plus, all of those things. I don't know about you, but I watch a lot of planner YouTube, and my feed right now is just overwhelmed with ring planner setups. So I don't know if this is just like an end of the year thing, or if this is going to carry over, but I'm betting that it is going to carry over. I also think you're going to see less planner hopping in 2024. Real quick before I get back to trends, let me talk about what pages I have just set up. This is my reoccurring task list and my brain dump trigger list. These are 2 of the most frequently used pages in my planner. I like to update my reoccurring task list at least once a quarter because things do change. And this is a listing of the things that I repeatedly do on a regular occurrence, and I break it out by what I do annually, what I do quarterly, what I do monthly, what I do weekly or daily. And this helps me set up and prompts me to remember the things I need to capture in my planner when I'm setting it up each month or each week. It's really a handy list to have in your planner. Okay, back to planner trends. Next year, we'll see a lot of a lot less planner hopping in the planner community than we saw this year. This year, 2023 was marked by a number of new planner brands, and a lot of trying those out went on this year. I think next year you're going to see a greater commitment to trying to stick it through with one method or system throughout the year. Because of that, I think another trend you're going to see is lower spending. So this means not using as many subscription boxes, not buying as many products, really focusing on using what we have. I think that's going to be a big trend in 2024, and I'm actually all about that. I'm looking forward to it. I have canceled all of my planner-related subscriptions coming into next year, so I have zero. I'm going to use what I have, and I'll just put another plug in, as I so often do on this channel, for printable stickers. My favorite shop is Grand Plans, which I'll have listed down below, but if you're looking for a way to save money and not have to face that FOMO of what you're missing out and buying stickers that you don't need, and really having stickers for life, printable stickers are the way to go. All right, this setup was a page for homeschool attendance tracking. My oldest daughter, who is in high school, she's in her last couple of years of high school. She is homeschooled. She really goes to school online completely. She's also getting her associate's degree as she's getting her high school diploma, which is awesome. She is an athlete who travels quite a bit, so this is the most flexible way to make sure that she can prioritize her schoolwork, but also stay on her current athletic path. So attendance tracking is required in the state that I live in, so that's part of the reason why I have to keep this, and In My Planner is a great way to keep track of this. You've probably seen, if you've watched setup videos before, you've seen me use this. That tracker is a pretty generic tracker that I just added the heading homeschool to, and I believe that tracker came out of Canva. It could possibly be a free printable that I also had, but I just added homeschool to it, and very simple to use. And I also put a sticky notes dashboard in because there are sometimes notes I need to take related to homeschool, so that's going to be a useful place as well, and you can never have enough sticky notes in your planner. I'm now setting up a wish list. Again, this is a Canva template. I love the font of this wish list item. Do you guys use a wish list? I often find that sometimes I don't have the patience to use a wish list, meaning I don't want to put things on the wish list because I don't want to wait to get them. But it's really important, and I am going to be trying lower spending next year in planner-related categories than I have in the past. And so a wish list is a tool that I really want to be able to use. I also like to use it as a wish list for other people, for my family members. So this is a good thing to have in the front of the planner. I'd be curious to hear from you all in the comments. Is a wish list something that you use? To go along with this, I think this vellum is perfect. This is from Sweet Freckle Designs, and it says, "Extra is my middle name." All right, I've got just a couple more setup pages to go. This one is a meal ideas page where I like to capture seasonal meals, low-carb meals that my family will also enjoy, and things I want to try. I like to keep a running list there so that when I am meal planning and I just run out of ideas, this is a quick reference for me to take a look at. I will also go back and rediscover that empty 2-page spread that I accidentally left after goals, and I will go ahead and set up a goals breakdown page for myself. Before I close out on the setup video, I did want to talk about why I love the Stology notebook. I get a lot of questions about this. With all of the options out there, with all of the versions of Hobonichi cousin planners, and in different sizes, in the B6 size, in the A5 size, with all the different versions out there, why is it that I keep coming back to the blank notebook that is the Stology? And my heart is with the bullet journal method and the more creative version of the bullet journal, but the flexibility of turning the page and just being able to put down whatever I need. And in the Stalogy, because of the thinness of the paper, which I am absolutely in love with the paper, that's another reason I love the Stalogy, but because of the thinness of the paper and the way the notebook is constructed, I can add as much structure as I think I need in that moment, and then next week turn around and have a completely blank notebook for messy list, and without having to purchase a new product. So I can actually swing from the variances of planner styles in this single notebook, and that's what I absolutely love about it. I love the freedom to turn the page and use it for whatever I need, whether that's a to-do list or some journaling, or some creativity, some watercolor, whatever I need on that next page, I can just turn the page and do that. So that's part of the reason why I love it. I love a chunky planner, and Stalogy certainly provides the chunk. So all of those are reasons why I continue to come back to the Stalogy. So here is my initial setup of my 2024 Stalogy planner. I don't think I'm done. I think I'm probably going to end up coming back to this and continuing to work on it. Of course, I'm going to be filling in my goals pages and my meal ideas and things like that, wish list items. But this is at a pretty good point just to get started and feel like I'm ready to go at the beginning of the year. Don't forget, you can get those holiday and year at a glance pages on the Facebook group for Planning Annie. My future log, my goals. I've got a lot of work left to do in my goals, but I'm looking forward to being able to, populate and break them down. I know what my word of the year is, but I need to think about it in terms of how it applies to the different areas of my life. And then, some of these form template pages for tracking and prompting me to remember the things and make lists. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the setup. If so, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to Planning Annie for more content like this. And as always, thanks for planning with me.